So all your favorite coaches are telling you you need to be reviewing all of your VoDs if you want to improve. You want to improve your game sense, they tell you to review your VoDs. I tell you to review your VoDs. All the pros are telling you to watch back your VoDs and see what you can improve. And you're overwhelmed because you don't know exactly what to review or even how to review your own VoDs. In this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how you can master reviewing your own VoDs, and you're going to do that using a few tips. First, we're going to talk about what exactly you should be reviewing, how you should be reviewing it, and what you should be looking for, and then what kind of gains should you expect to see once you start doing these VoD reviews regularly. But let's get right into it. I'm Hudi with Level Up Gaming, and let's talk about how to master reviewing your own VoDs. So our first step that we're going to talk about is you need to be reviewing your good plays and your bad plays. And here's what I want from you, okay? If you're going to play a Valorant game and you're really focused on improving and becoming a better player, I don't want you to just play that game, record the whole game, watch it back and look for your mistakes. It's boring. Your eyes are going to glaze over at some point 30 minutes in. You're not going to want to keep going. It's not going to work out for you, more than likely, unless you're super motivated and dedicated, which if you are, more power to you. But you can really distill this down and be extremely effective with your VoD reviewing. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to get shadow play. I want you to get low-key GG. I want you to get some sort of recording software. And I don't want you to record your whole game. I want you to be able to record just the past couple rounds. When you have a couple really good rounds, record those. Hit record on shadow play and save the last 10 minutes. Or when you have a couple really bad rounds, record those. Go into shadow play, hit record, and save the last 10 minutes or however many, low-key GG or whatever software you're using, okay? So this is what I want you to do, okay? I want you to record 2 to 4 rounds every single ranked game that you play. This is for Valorant, this is for Counter-Strike, this is for Rainbow Six Siege, this is for any game that you're playing where you really want to improve and you need to work on your game sense, okay? I want you to record 2 to 4 rounds, at least one good round that you had, one bad round that you had, and then a few extras if you can. And the goal here is that if you play 2 to 4 games, at the end of the day, once you're done, you can spend 10-15 minutes reviewing footage from all of those games, just, you know, a couple rounds here, a couple rounds there, and really distill down and gain a lot of knowledge as quickly as you possibly can. So that's the first step. Get a recording software that allows you to record in 10, 15, 5-minute intervals, where you can just back record something that just happened. Shadow play works. I'm pretty sure AMD has their own software. There's low-key GG. There's other recording softwares out there that also allow you to do the same thing. Then from there, we're going to talk about how you actually review these VoDs, these recordings that you've just made, because it's one thing to record something and watch it back, but how do you make sure you understand how to learn from what you're watching? And this is really the meat and potatoes of what we're talking about here. So you've just had a really good round. You end up losing the game, but you record that really good round because you want to be able to repeat that. You want to understand what went really well for you. Why did that round go so well? Why was it successful? What did you do right? What did they do wrong? How can you recreate that success if possible? So I have a list of questions that I go through when I'm reviewing my VoDs, when I'm reviewing your VoDs, no matter what. I go through and I ask myself all these questions during each round to try and understand why something was successful or wasn't successful, how it could be improved, what I could have done better, what you could have done better. Did we win the round? Did we lose the round? All that kind of stuff. I have a list. We're going to go through it here in a second, but really quick, I want to make a note that I'm not telling you you need to sit here and take notes on all your VoDs and reference your notes later. The primary goal here is for you to go through your VoD, ask yourself a bunch of questions about it. Understand why it worked. Understand why it didn't work. Understand. Really understand. I really want you to think about it. That way it's in your head. That way when you're in the middle of making a play in the future, eventually you don't have to think so hard about what you're trying to do. You'll use your abilities more effectively. You'll not wide peek and expose yourself to 3 angles. You'll take proper gunfights, you'll trade your teammates. All of these types of mistakes that you make, the more you think about them, the more you recognize them in your own gameplay, the less likely you are to continue to make them in the future. That's the whole point here. This is how you increase your game sense. So what are those questions that I ask? Well, let's run through them, okay? And these aren't all the questions you can ask. These are just the ones that I start off with, and I look for other things as I'm going. Crosshair placement. Positioning. And under positioning, I have sub questions. How did I peek an angle? How did I hold that angle? Did I overexpose myself? Did I play a one and done position? Did I have an escape route? Did I rotate fast enough or too fast? Did I properly use all of the information given to me? We are now outside of positioning. Did I capitalize on my opponent's mistakes? Did I use my abilities effectively or did I waste them? Those are all the questions I ask myself typically. And there's a lot more that you can look at than just that, but those are usually good primer questions. They get you thinking about the situation and help you understand what went wrong and what could have gone better. And now I really want to give you an example of a good round, okay? I know we all review bad rounds all the time. I do VOD reviews on my channel where I review good rounds and bad rounds, but I want to show you how to review one of your good rounds, okay? Because this is really important to me, and I really want to emphasize that you guys need to be taking a look at your good rounds as well as your bad rounds. You need to understand why what you did worked. You may not have understood in the moment why it worked. You may not have done it purposefully, but maybe it worked. And so you realize why something worked, and then you can recreate that in the future. So let's go ahead and jump into this clip here and take a look. So as you can see, we're here on Haven. I'm playing the C bomb site and I am Breach. It is currently 5v5. We're a few seconds into the round already. It's a 6-6 game, and let's hit play.
Stack A.
So my teammate just called a stack A. We saw 3 on the mini map. I'm being a little cautious towards C just in case they're sneaking around over here, but it is pistol round, so they're probably stacked up. We don't see anybody over towards A anymore, so I wait a little bit and I hesitate, which ends up being a good thing because there's actually a flank in mid. I don't overexpose myself to this cypher, but I'm also still being aggressive towards A slightly and slowly to hide myself because I don't want this cypher to know that I'm still pushing right behind him, but I still need to be making progress over towards A because all of my teammates are dead on A now. So this was my first mistake, okay? I can tell you already, I didn't rotate fast enough. It's good that I caught the cypher out. That is helpful for myself going into this potential clutch here, but the fact that all of my teammates are dead on site and I'm still nowhere near the bomb site is not a good thing. As you can see, I'm about to use my aftershock here through the wall to try and clear out the cubby corner right on the other side here. What this is going to allow me to do is it's going to allow me to push into the bomb site and not have to worry about checking this far right corner. They might be playing over here now, but they won't be tucked away in this corner, which gives me the opportunity to take any gunfight straight in front of me without being worried about peeking this angle and having to make a 180 as I come around the corner. So that's something I did well. It was a good ability usage. I still have 1 flash and I still have my ground earthquake thingy. So I use that flash to give myself a peek, and it actually works out because I flash the Reyna and I flash these other guys off the angle as well. That allows me to peek the Reyna, win that gunfight, and not be overexposed to multiple people.
Nothing.
I miss all of my shots on that Phoenix, which isn't good, and then I allow myself to get blind, and I actually escape here. This is one of their mistakes, and they let me live. I only have 10 health. I'm able to get a shot on the Killjoy, but they miss their shots and they let me live. So I decide I'm going to use an ability to try and stun the players on the bomb site, but I quickly realize that one of them, because I can hear it, is falling off to short. So what I do is I stun short. What this does is it forces him down into short or up into the cubby. With my luck, he falls down into short. If not, he's going to go up to cubby. That's bad for me. So I decided to walk out on the site here because I know he's down in short, and I actually see him as I cross site, which means he saw me too. So they know I'm on the bomb site now. I have 10 health and a dream. I'm able to get a good peek on the Phoenix, and for some reason he doesn't shoot me. I only have 10 health. He has to hit me 1 time. So I'm able to kill the Phoenix. I'm capitalizing on the mistake that they let me live here, okay? I'm able to get that kill. I didn't miss my shots. It's really important that my crosshair placement is good here and I don't miss my shots. And my crosshair placement is pretty good here. Because I only have 10 health, I have to hit every shot. I take this slowly and calmly, okay? I know she's hiding from me. I know she's nervous about the bomb, but I also know she's lit because I've tagged her in the past. And because of that, I'm able to get into a really strong position against her and hold this box angle and walk back and forth. Now, the right play for her would have been for her to hide right up against the box, not exposed from the left or right, and waste as much time as possible. But instead, she leaves herself slightly exposed on the right-hand side of the box. And what does this do for me? It gives me the opportunity to hit a nice little headshot because I have really good crosshair placement here. And as you can see, I do hit that headshot. It actually goes through the box apparently. And I hit that headshot, and because of that, I'm able to win this round. And because I didn't waste too much time once the bomb was already down, I'm also able to get the defuse with just enough time. 7 seconds left on the bomb. We're able to win that round. So here's my list of questions that I kind of went through as you saw. My crosshair placement was good. I hit a lot of my shots because of my crosshair placement, but there were a couple points where my aim was a bit off, like when that Phoenix was peeking me. My positioning, how did I peek my angles? Well, I used my abilities to peek angles a lot, and my positioning was all right. It wasn't the best, and I did overexpose myself a couple times, but since I used my flash, it saved my life from potentially getting killed. But my positioning earlier in the round, where I was overexposed on the bomb site and they punished me down to 10 health, that was bad. That was really bad positioning, but they let me live. That is their mistake. Now, another mistake they made in this round is they didn't group up. If these two players would have grouped up with each other and just pushed me together, they would have won this round. There's little chance that if they're both pushing me at the same time, no matter how much health either of them have, that I'm able to kill both of them with 10 health. Because they didn't do that, it allows me the opportunity to get onto the bomb site and potentially take 2 1v1 gunfights, which is what I'm able to do. Did I have an escape route? Well, I did. It didn't go quite as planned. I'm down to 10 health, but I do have an escape route. Did I rotate fast enough? No, not at all. I should have been here earlier to help my team. This probably would have been a different round had I actually just been on the bomb site with my team. Did I properly use all the information given to me? I would say yes. Knowing that the enemies were all on the bomb site, or at least 3 or 4 of them were, I was able to take it slow as I was rotating and catch the Cypher off guard. Although I should have rotated faster and just been aware that someone was probably flanking us. And I was able to use the sound cues that the game gave me to know that the Phoenix was falling into short there, to then know that I could potentially push onto the bomb site and take a 1v1 fight with the Killjoy. And did I capitalize on my opponent's mistakes? I would say yes, I did. Because of good crosshair placement, because they made mistakes and let me live, I was able to hit those headshots, able to hit those body shots and win the round. And did I use my abilities effectively or waste them? I would say that I used my abilities effectively here. I cleared out a corner, I flashed and got a free kill because of it, and I was able to use my earthquake ability to stick the Phoenix into short long enough for me to get onto the bomb site. And now this is a good way to analyze your own gameplay. This is a good way of analyzing your positive rounds even. So what I did here is I went through and I understood what went well for me. What did I do well? I paused it, I reversed back, I rewatched it. These are the things you need to do when you're reviewing your own VoDs so that you can understand what went well and how you could potentially recreate those results in the future. I hope you guys find this video useful. I hope you guys find it helpful. If you do, please hit that like and subscribe button for me. If you want to talk more in depth or get your own VoD review from yours truly, join the Level Up Gaming Discord community. The link's in the description below, and head on over to our Twitch channel at twitch.tv/BrianHudi and hit that follow button for me. I do VoD reviews there on Mondays at 11 p.m. Central Time and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.